Hi everybody, welcome to my live stream. This is my third live stream and I'm so happy to practice with you today. Let's just hang out for a moment and see if anyone joins us. I got some sun today. I was at the fair with my kids and so I've got a little bit of sun, which feels good. So I want to start today's practice in a child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch. Send your hips toward your heels and stretch your hands forward. And then go ahead and soften your forehead toward your mat. And you can take a couple breaths there, wriggling your hips toward the heels. And take time to arrive in your practice. I hope you can hear me and welcome. I hope you'll join me for a yoga practice today. Grab your mat and let's get going. We're finding this child's pose. And then go ahead and walk your hands toward your knees. Bring your knees together and sit in hero pose, pulling the shoulder blades right on the back. Take a moment to align the crown of the head with the tailbone and rest your hands in your lap, palms facing up. And we're going to drop the chin toward the chest and set your intention for practice today. What do you want to cultivate in this time on your mat? Welcome if you're just joining me. We're going to take a nice practice today. Happy Saturday. Good. So on your inhale, let's reach the arms overhead. Big full inhale breath. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Now on your inhale, stand up on the knees, sweep the arms overhead, little back bend. Exhale, belly in. Bring your hands through the central channel. Inhale, sweeping up, little back bend. Exhale, bring your hands down. And one more time, inhale, let's reach on up. We're going to interlace the fingers, flip the palms right up toward the sky, and we're going to sway side to side, opening up through the side ribs. So if you're just joining me, please go ahead and grab your mat. On your inhale, reach up through the heels of the hands. Exhale, cactus arms. Now bring your hands down into a tabletop position. Fan your fingers wide. Inhale, drop your belly, look up. Exhale, root through the tops of the feet and round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, belly drops, look forward or up. Exhale, scoop and round. Inhale, working with some cat and cows. Exhale, we're going to round. Now inhale, let your belly hang, tuck your toes, send the hips up into downward dog. So we're going to find downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Wake up the backs of your legs. Lift your lower back high. Now stretch your right heel high into three-legged dog. Lift your right heel high. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Tented fingers give you a little lift to step that right foot through and bring your left knee down. We're going to walk the hands right onto the right thigh. Take the top of your left foot flat. Then reach your arms up. Reach up, reach up. Welcome if you're just joining me. I hope you'll hop on your mat and practice. We're in this crescent lunge. On the inhale, open up. And then exhale, palms in, press. Inhale, let's sweep open. Exhale, we're going to press. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, release your hands to frame that front foot. Let's heel toe the foot toward the outside edge of your mat. Take your right fingertips to the inside of your right heel into a lizard lunge. Good. Thanks for coming. Let's let the pelvis sink. And on your inhale, look forward, look up. On your exhale, send your hips back. We're going to curl the right toes toward the face, coming into an Ardha Hanumanasana. It's a half split. We want to feel that right femur bone wrap right into the hip socket. And let's go ahead and take a little twist here with the left fingertips on the ground, right hand on your back, and gently turn, look to the right. Now keep your right hand on your back. And let's glide that right knee forward. And on your inhale, expand the belly, looking to the right. And then on your exhale, release your right hand again on the inside of the heel. And then lift your belly and slide that right foot back. Big toes touch, child's pose. And we'll inhale, wave into a modified plank. Exhale all the way down onto your belly. Now root through the hips on your inhale, lift up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. It's a locust pose. Spread your toes. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, palms come underneath your elbows. Tuck your toes. You can press up through plank pose, and we'll meet again in downward dog. In downward dog, you can always check and see that your first fingers are parallel and that when you look at your feet, your second toes are parallel. Soften your knees, lift your lower back high. Let's stretch that left heel high for three-legged dog. Inhale, keep your shoulders pretty equal. Exhale, knee to nose, step your left foot through. Bring your right knee down, and you can walk your hands up onto your left thigh. And this is a great place to stay. Or if it's available, let's inhale, sweep the arms open. Exhale, belly in, press. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, press. Nice range of motion through the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, press. And inhale, sweep. And exhale, press. Release your hands to frame that front foot. We're going to heel toe that left foot toward the outside edge of your mat. Sink your hips in a lizard lunge. So you can take the top of that right foot flat if that feels good. Welcome if you're joining me. I hope you'll practice some yoga with me today. So you can grab your mat, and we're in lizard lunge. And we're going to pause there and look up on the inhale. Now when you exhale, let's send the hips back and curl the left toes toward your face. We're going to fold, wrap that left femur right in the hip socket, and then we'll take the right fingertips forward a little bit, and we're going to wrap the right rib toward the left rib and take your left hand on your back. Look to the left. Then glide your left knee forward, and we're in this twist. Let's inhale. Exhale, left hand comes on the inside of the heel. You can sink your hips a little more, and then look up toward the sky, inhaling, and exhale, lift your hips and slide that left leg back, big toes touch, coming into child's pose. Now walk your hands towards your knees, drop your tail. Sit on your heels for a moment and take your fingertips back behind you. Squeeze your fingertips together, lift your heart, look up. Inhale, and then exhale, slide your hands forward back to a child's pose, chin toward chest. Inhale, wave forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, lower all the way down, chaturanga. Now inhale, spread your chest, any amount of cobra. And then exhale, tuck your toes, come back to downward dog. Just a couple breaths in down dog. In downward dog, look at your feet and walk your hands towards your feet. Go ahead and walk your hands towards your feet. Fold and let your head go. Shake your head, yes. Take your hands onto your lower back, and you can interlace your fingers and peel your arms away from the back. Inhaling and exhale all the way out. Let your head hang. Then drop your tail, bend your knees. We're going to sweep the arms up into Utkatasana. It's fierce pose. So we want to reach the arms right up alongside the ears. If you're joining me, you can grab your mat and practice yoga with me today. Turn your palms forward, take a cactus arm, bring your palms in, elbows in, sit down a little more. And then inhale, we're going to reach up, palms up. Exhale, cactus, squeeze in. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus, squeeze in. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus, squeeze in. Bring your belly toward your thighs. As you fold, as you let your head hang, take your hands around onto your back. You can interlace your hands on your back and hold there. If it's available, let the arms peel away and let everything roll off your back that you no longer need. With every exhale, letting go. And then release your hands in front of your feet. Walk your hands forward, making your way into downward dog. And inhale, wave into plank pose. And exhale, lower down, chaturanga, coming onto your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, we're meeting downward dog together again. And we'll stretch that right heel high for three-legged dog. If it feels good, you can open and stack that right hip and hinge your right heel toward your left butt. And we'll inhale, stretch that right heel high. Exhale, knee to nose, step your right foot through. We're going to spin that left heel down. Let's come on up to warrior two. Welcome if you're joining me. We're doing a live stream practice today. So we're gazing over the right middle finger. Keep wrapping that right knee open so you don't let your right knee drop in. and anchor through the outside edge of your left foot. Let's straighten that right leg all the way. So we have heel to heel alignment. We're gonna come into triangle pose. So let's tuck that right femur bone right into the hip. We're gonna reach from the hip, right through the fingertips. Reach, reach, reach. Then lightly touch your right hand to your ankle or the outside edge of your heel. You can come on to also use a block if you have a yoga block handy. Maybe eventually you touch the floor. And we're gonna look down at that right foot. Left hand is on the hip. That's a fine place to stay. You may be able to turn right rib toward left rib and extend your left fingertips up toward the sky. And we're breathing there. It's triangle pose. So let's inhale, look up at the hand in the air. Exhale, we're gonna thread that left arm underneath. Reach it underneath your right leg. Then inhale, we're gonna open up. Follow the fingertips with your gaze. Exhale, we're gonna release it underneath. Inhale, root through the feet, peel the fingertips up. Exhale, we're gonna reach underneath. And then inhale. And then exhale. Now, step your back foot in a little bit and really turn your left toes toward the front of your mat. And then walk your hands forward and fold into Parsvottanasana. So you're gonna press through the ball of your right foot and drag that right sitting bone back and breathe through the back ribs. And lift up, lengthen. Turn your right toes in, your right heel out, and come into a wide-legged stance. So we're gonna find this wide-legged stance. And the toes are turned a little bit in. We're pressing through the outer heels. We're gonna inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Take your hands towards your outer ankles and bring the crown of the head toward the floor. And breathe there. Let's inhale through the nose together. Exhale, let it out your mouth. Crown of head descending toward the ground. And then wag your tailbone a little bit. Look at your right foot. Walk your hands toward your right foot. Turn your right toes to point straight ahead. Plant your palms. We're gonna step to plank. Hold in your plank and lower all the way down, chaturanga. Let's come into cobra pose on the inhale. Exhale, we're gonna meet in downward dog, and I'll see you there. Good, thanks for coming. So we're in downward dog. I really appreciate you joining me. I'm gonna turn off my dehumidifier. It's making loud noise. Good. So from this downward dog, let's go ahead and stretch that left heel high and find three-legged dog. And we're gonna open and stack that left hip on top of the right and hinge the knee. And drag that left heel towards your right butt. So we're gonna keep lifting the right underarm. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, tented fingers, step your left foot through. Now we're gonna spin the right heel down and come on up into warrior two. So we're gonna find warrior two. Left knee is directly over the heel. Press through the outside edge of your right foot. You're really gonna pull your belly in this warrior two. Then turn your left palm up, reverse warrior, right hand to right thigh. Left arm sweeps up and over. We're gonna straighten the left leg all the way on the inhale. Exhale, reach from your hip, long, 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 all the way through the left fingertips. And then touch your left hand down on the ankle or toward the outside edge of your heel. And really tone your ribs in. Now this is a fine place to stay, looking down at your left foot, or you can start to turn the left rib toward the right rib and extend your right fingertips up toward the sky. Good. So we're in triangle pose. Looking up, we're gonna inhale, look at the hand in the air. Exhale, thread underneath. Inhale, open, looking up. And exhale, thread underneath. Inhale, peeling open. Exhale, thread underneath. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach underneath. And then inhale, open. We're looking up at the hand in the air, rooting through your right foot. And then exhale, hands frame that front foot. We're gonna step the back foot in a little bit. Turn your right toes toward the front of your mat and then fold. Bring your forehead toward that left shin, Parsvottanasana. Breathing there. Let that right hip point drop. Good. And then we're going to turn those left toes in, left heel out, and find a nice wide-legged stance. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, we're going to fold. Take your hands to your outer ankles. Spread your chest downward and breathing there. Inhale. Exhale, let it out. Good. Wag your tailbone. Good. And then we're going to wag the tailbone to the left. Walk your hands towards your left foot. Turn your left toes to point straight ahead. Plant your palms, step back to plank. Lower all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Send your hips toward the heels. And then come into a tabletop. We're going to walk the knees forward between the thumbs. Cross your ankles, sit behind the heels. Good. Find a cross-legged seat. Thanks for joining me for our yoga practice today. Good. It's nice to be here with you. My microphone is kind of broken, but we're going to sit up really tall and take your hands to heart center. Find the tailbone dropping toward the earth. And on your next inhale, let's reach the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Squeeze your knees in, slide your heels out straight. So you're going to pull the toes toward your face. On your inhale, lift up through the fingertips. And on your exhale, we're going to reach forward for your toes. Spread your chest. And let's do that a couple times. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reaching up. Exhale, reach for your toes and fold. Inhale, drop the tail, sweeping up. Exhale, reach for your toes, and let's fold in Paschimottanasana. We're spreading the chest. It's a whole back body stretch from the backs of the heels to the base of the skull. One more exhale all the way out. And we're going to sit up. Bring your right foot onto the ground, and then open your right knee. So the right foot's touching the inner left thigh, and then we're still facing this left foot. Reach up. Turn your palms forward, nice and tall through the torso. Look up between the thumbs. Then we're going to reach for that left foot. Spread your chest toward that left foot. And take your right hand to the outside edge of that left foot. Look to the left. Take your left hand around, swipe it right. Try to bind in the top of that right thigh. And fold. You may be able to rest your right temple toward that left shin, and breathing space through the right side body. Thanks for joining me today. Please practice with me. Grab your mat. And then drop your tail, come on up. We're going to bring that right knee back in, press through the right foot. Let's take the right foot in the hands. So you're going to interlace your hands on the sole of your right foot, lift your right heel, start to extend your heel straight up toward the ceiling. You can open your elbows and bring your forehead toward your right shin for a heron pose. And pull your belly in and lean back a little bit. Good. Thanks for joining me today. If you're practicing with me, find some space through the back ribs. Let's inhale. And then exhale, release your right foot onto the ground. Take your right arm on the inside of the knee and reach for your left toes, ankle, or shin. Then turn, look to the left. And we're breathing there. Inhale through the broad collarbones. Expand your belly. Exhale, we're going to twist to the other side. So we're going to drag the right sitting bone back, and you're going to wrap your left arm around the outside of that right thigh. Right fingertips behind you. Look over that right shoulder and breathe. We're going to find that space of the inhale, expanding your belly. And exhale, let's come back to center. Lift your right heel, extend your right heel out. We'll do the other side. Left foot on the ground, open your left knee. So your left foot's touching the inner right thigh. And then we're going to reach up. Looking at that right foot. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, reach for that right foot, ankle, or shin. Spread your chest and fold. It may be available to take your left hand to the outside of your right foot, ankle, or shin. Then you swipe your right hand around toward your left hip. And then fold. And look at your right hip. And breathe there through the left side body. Breathing space into your left back area. Exhale into the position a little more without force. And then dropping the tail, coming on up. Gather that left knee in. Take your left foot on the ground. Interlace your hands on the sole of your left foot. Lift your left heel and open your elbows. Keep dropping that right thigh down. And you can move your forehead toward your left shin and lean back a little bit. Heron pose. Nice stretch for the left hamstring, calf area. Good. Letting your forehead melt toward the shin. Exhale out, and then release your left foot onto the ground. We're going to turn, taking your left arm on the inside of the knee. Take your left fingertips to your right foot, ankle, or shin. Right fingertips behind. Look over your right shoulder. Good. Inhale, expand that belly with the space of the inhale. And then exhale, we're going to twist the other way. Wrap the right arm around the outside of the left thigh. Left fingertips behind you. Look over your left shoulder. Breathing there. It's Marichyasana C. It's a seated spinal twist. On the inhale, we find the space of the belly expanding into that inner left thigh. And then exhale, we're going to come back and extend that left heel out. Take a couple bounces. And then take your heels out to a big open V. Find a nice, big, wide open, spacious V. And start to walk your hands forward. So this is a fine place to stay. You may be able to come down onto your elbows. You may be able to rest your forehead. Rest your third eye center. Breathing in this Upavista Konasana. So welcome to this practice if you're joining. I'm kind of on the wind down in this practice. We're going to make our way into this wide-legged forward fold. And remember your intention for practice today. And then dropping the tailbone slowly, walk yourself back up onto your hands. Take your hands underneath your knees, lift up and slide together. Flex your feet, thumbs up. Now take your arms on the inside of the knees, reach for your big toes. And this is a fine place to balance. You may be able to extend your heels up and come into this Navasana, boat pose, tone belly. Lift up through your heart. If it's not available to get the toes, you can always take your ankles or the outside edges of your feet. We'll inhale there, and when you exhale, soles of feet together, knees splay open, wrap your hands in front of your toes, spread your chest forward, and find that forward fold, looking towards your belly. Good. And then we're going to come up, cross either ankle on top, pull forward into a tabletop position. Let your belly hang on the inhale, and then exhale, we're going to come back into child's pose. And find a child's pose for a moment, wriggling the hips toward the heels. And then walk your hands toward your knees. We're going to sit on the heels. We're going to take a final meditation today, sitting in a hero pose. So bring your big toes to touch. Bring your shoulder blades together on the back. Lift up tall through the crown of the head. You can take your hands right on your belly. Just tune into that space of the breath in the belly, and thank yourself for showing up for your practice today. You can invite compassion for exactly where you're at today. And I thank you for joining me, and I wish you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Oh, that thing in the back is a apple cider press. Good. Have a great day. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.